Welcome to the Bozone.
Welcome back to the Bozone episode 6, right?
6 indeed, my friend.
Alright, let's go. We have, a full month and a couple days now?
Yeah, that's releasing one episode a week. Episode 5 was officially the breakthrough of the 1 month point. And rising steadily, gaining like 1 view per episode. I'd say this is an absolute win.
Definitely. So I saw we are actually getting some views, which is nice. I didn't expect to have more than 10, so that is good. But speaking about good things, I want to jump into my first topic right now because I've noticed something. A lot of the stuff you find online and that people speak about are always negative, and there isn't really a lot of like positive stuff, you know? I don't know how to word it.
I consider what is my cookie cutter to be a purely positive topic. Thank you very much.
Okay, but so one thing I've noticed is when people review stuff, the review, even if it's like getting a 90 out of 100 or something like that, they always highlight the bad stuff. They have tons to say about the negative parts of the product or the show or the game, even though it gets like a 90% and then just a quick little like, oh yeah, it's good, it has this and that, and not really a lot to has been said about all of the positive things. So that is basically why do you always speak on negative stuff more than you do on the positive stuff?
Is this a question for like me specifically?
No, not you specifically. Okay. I'm just meaning why does it happen?
I read somewhere before, couldn't tell you how factual it was, couldn't tell you where, that people do tend to focus more on negative things when they are experiencing something. The negative things, at least for the short term, stick out far more than the positive things. Like to me, I often talk about how much I enjoyed God of War Ragnarok. But
wait,
then
you played it?
Yes, I finished it.
Where? How? When?
Like the other day. I played it like a month after it released.
Oh, damn. You lucky bastard.
I'm done with that game already.
I'm waiting for the PC release. Don't spoil anything.
No. I'm not spoiling anything, but okay, in order to...
Wait, sorry for this tangent. Before we continue and before I forget, so God of War Ragnarok compared to God of War, the 2018 one, how is it better or worse or just more of the same?
It's a lot more of the same. But they do add on to what we already had in the 2018 one, which makes it all around better. Except for my only problem is the ending. I love the whole story, every single side quest, every little tidbit of information that we got, except the ending. I did not enjoy the ending.
I can probably guess the ending, but I'm not gonna guess it. So, okay, well, I'll definitely get it as soon as it drops on PC. So,
5 years.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
I am very patient.
But yeah, my personal experience is also true. I can easily focus on, in the short term, the negative things. If I play a game and I finish it and you tell me review it now, I'll say, what's a game I played recently that I can use as a good example? Let's take Warframe, since I've been getting so much back into Warframe recently. I love Warframe. The gunplay, glorious. The story, it's confusing, but it's cool. I don't know what's going on, but I respect it. But it gets repetitive, it's grindy, and it thinks it's a mobile game, making me wait 3 fucking days to craft a Warframe.
Yeah.
And I don't like the necromech system. I think that's dumb.
So I think
all around I'll still give it a 9 out of 10. So yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with that because I think I only briefly played it with you. I think like probably a couple years ago now. And I did not enjoy it. It was, I don't know, it felt like a repetitive grind cycle with you're getting stuff for nothing. Like I felt it was pointless. So I would give that game like a generous 6 out of 10.
The thing is, though, a few years ago I would have said the same. However, it's gotten so much more new, interesting content that completely changes the way you play. And if you get into it now and you think it's gonna be the old Warframe, you're not gonna know what's going on. But yeah, to those who gave up Warframe, my challenge to you is to try it out again if you feel like it, and check out what it has to offer now, because there's a bunch of new things. Thank you, Digital Extremes.
Very
but
nice.
Yeah, let's get back to why negative, not positive.
Yeah, that was my burning question, because as you know, I listened to the official podcast, and I'm up to the episode now where they like reviewed, or not reviewed. They recently like started playing Legends of Zelda, the new one. What's it called?
The one after Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So that dropped and they played it and they loved the game. And they only had like negative things to say, except the positive stuff were, yeah, it's a great game, I still love it, but this and this and this. And I was like, well, yeah, it's
But it's so easy to talk about negativity, though.
Yeah, I was trying to think of it myself. Like, if you say positives about anything, you can only really say that it's good and you enjoyed it. Like, to try and pinpoint what you enjoy about it is hard.
Yes, especially when if we've ever thought about something like news, people always say, why is news so negative? It's simple. People not only find it easy to talk a lot about negative things, but people like hearing it. It's got that certain factor towards it that just entices people to watch it more.
Yeah, that's true. Because I can't remember when last I saw any news about anything that's like good. It's always some or another war or this and that is spying on you, or I don't know.
Or the 41 miners in India that got trapped.
Ooh, What happened?
41 miners got trapped in a cave.
Miners as
No,
in children?
miners miners as in, people who mine. But it's fine. They've already been rescued and everything.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that really old story.
No, this was like yesterday.
Children football team that got stuck in caves somewhere in either India or Thailand. I can't remember.
No, this was like yesterday.
Okay. Well, it's good that they got out. I think we did talk about our fears, and I think honestly, like getting stuck in a cave would be pretty scary.
Yeah, it's just dark and horrible and kind of wet and it's hot and see, I can say a lot of negative things about caves.
Yeah. I don't know, the one cave I've been in was pretty cool. Have you ever been in a cave, or are you too fear-stricken?
No, I was actually at the Cradle of Humankind once.
Oh, nice. I haven't been there, even though it's so close to where I live.
It's actually, I thought it was gonna be boring at first, but it's actually pretty cool. You get on like a little boat thingy and you go through the fucking cave. It's pretty cute. I liked it. I'll do it again.
Is it a boat?
It's like a small little raft. You get a little tour of the cave. It's like a little...
Is the cave like flooded? Is there like a river going through it?
Wouldn't say river, but there's water.
Alright, yeah.
It's more like a big puddle.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
I don't know, dude. I was like 14. I don't remember everything.
It probably rained that night, and knowing South Africa, they were like, we don't want to get wet, and let's just put the
boats in the cave.
Yeah. Oh, well, they took a note from the Roman Empire, just putting boats in the middle of random things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go put a fucking boat in the reservoir. Speaking of South Africa not handling rain, it rained like 2 millimeters the other day. Now our reservoir is fucking broken again. Now I don't have water and it's hot. It's 40 degrees outside, 40 degrees Celsius, Americans. That's a lot. And I can't take a shower because I've got no water. So now I'm sweaty, I'm angry, I'm hot, bothered, and ready to kill someone.
That sounds pretty amazing. But
I'm having a grand old time over here.
Yeah, but didn't you guys have... Oh no, that was Cape Town. That had like that big drought.
Oh yeah, it's funny how the coastal city had the biggest drought in the history of our country. That thing lasted for like, what, 4 to 6 years?
Yeah. But it's also so strange in Cape Town, so I don't know if you know this, but they only get rain in the winter.
Yeah, it's a winter rainfall location.
Yeah, which is the strangest thing ever. You would think you need all that heat to get rain, but no. When it gets freezing, you get rain as well. So,
I can actually explain why. If you don't mind, I actually know why.
Something to do with the mountains there. I can't remember the exact reason.
I don't know anything about that, but I've got a different thing that I learned in geology class. I didn't take geology, but I was there. So,
okay, Mr. Rockman.
Yeah, Mr. Rockman. Basically, a lot of South Africa is summer rainfall times, including where you lived and where I lived. And most of the everything to the right of Cape Town, as far as I remember. I think the south coast is also winter rainfall, but there, in the winter, it gets very windy, because I'm sure you've seen Cape Town in the winter. It's pretty windy.
Man, I've seen Cape Town in every season.
Yeah, so it's pretty windy.
It's always windy.
It's okay, but in the winter, the wind, instead of having the heat, I don't remember the English translation for this word.
Convection, or no?
Convection.
Evaporation.
Yes, evaporate. Instead of having the heat evaporate the water, what can also happen is the wind can pick up little water particles as it blows from this ocean and various bodies of water, and also essentially evaporate the water, turning it into clouds, which causes winter rain.
That is pretty epic. But yeah, it does have something to do with the mountains, because that wind blows up with the mountains. Like, the wind doesn't just go up by itself.
I would believe that. I'd totally believe that. And like I said, that was like one geology class that I didn't sleep through, so...
So, I did my yacht master in Cape Town, and it is very windy, and I did it on a sailboat, and so I have like a bit of knowledge on the areas, like climate, or not climate, basically just all of the wind and weather related stuff. I wasn't really there in the middle of... I wasn't there in the middle of winter, but I was there at the end of it. But basically, the mountains has such a... because it's basically built around a mountain. You've seen it, so you know it's literally, there's that giant mountain, or Table Mountain, and next to it some more mountains, and it's literally just giant mountains, and the city is built around it.
Yeah.
And it's right on the water, so a lot of the heat, so wind moves with cold, so basically wind travels from cold areas to warm areas, and in the summer the water is obviously colder than the land, so you'll get a very strong breeze going into the land, and then
see, now you're talking about convection.
So the one day when I was out on the boat, I was very scared because we had winds of... it was blowing 60 knots, which that doesn't mean a lot to anyone, but that's basically, I think, 70 miles per hour, which that's not slow. You can't hear people speak if they're right next to you, and it was gusting up to 80 knots just because of that mountain in that area. As soon as you pass the mountain, it's calm, there's no wind, but as soon as you get close to the mountain area, the wind just gets crazy there. Isn't Cape Town also called the City of Wind?
Isn't that Windhoek?
No.
I mean, it's literally got wind in the name.
My city literally has spring in the name, but there isn't any springs in my city. There's barely any water. So... well,
my city literally has fountain in the name, and guess what?
No water.
No.
Yes.
But
South African names
I googled it. The city of wind is Chicago.
It's South African city of wind.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Cape Town...
it's the Cape Point.
Yeah. which is
here it says PE is the Windy City, which isn't called PE anymore. It's called Kabergta now.
yeah, which is the Queen's name apparently. So,
good for her.
The British Queen. Yes.
British Queen.
Yeah, apparently they named it after the Queen of England, which I don't know how Caberta came from Queen of England.
No, that's why it was called Port Elizabeth. Elizabeth as in Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, but they renamed it to be the Queen of England's name, but just in a different language, apparently, which I found very dumb.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you know it's the most populous city in the East Cape?
Yep.
I don't...
It's literally their only city. Or not literally, but it's...
You know, that's a pretty fair point.
There's nothing else in the Eastern Cape.
I wouldn't say nothing. Just... not a lot.
Yeah.
East London is in the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, but dude, who cares about East London? Whenever you hear Port Elizabeth, it's like...
Yeah.
But alright, let's move on from South African geography lesson. And let's talk on something that you posted in the topics channel, but I'm pretty sure I know what it's about. The Xbox logo and founder, which the founder. Okay, wait. I'll let you blow the load because I don't want to take this from you.
This is actually, this is astonishing. Seamus Blackley, who is known for creating the Xbox, is the same Seamus Blackley that created bread from 4,500-year-old yeast. He used ancient Egyptian yeast to make a type of sourdough bread. Now,
Yes.
the Xbox logo is a sourdough bread.
Yeah, that was amazing when I first learned of it. I never put it in there because I was like, I didn't really have a lot to say about it except that's pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting. Okay, for those of you watching on YouTube, the Xbox logo and a photo of sourdough bread is on the screen. If you haven't seen this shit yet, oh my gosh. The Xbox logo is a sourdough bread.
Yeah. That was pretty crazy. You won't believe me. My girlfriend was actually the one that showed me this.
You wouldn't believe this, but guess who showed me that? My girlfriend. So,
nice. Epic. We both learned it the same way from my girlfriend.
Yes, from your girlfriend. And it's interesting how on this one article, Seamus Blackley is a physicist, video game producer, and amateur baker. Oh my gosh, imagine your CV is that. I can't. How do you end up there in your life? Because I want to follow.
The craziest thing is, so I've never associated that logo with anything. It looks so futuristic and like some alien... It almost looks like an alien sphere with the X on it. And whenever I think of Xbox, I see that logo and I also think futuristic. And then it's just a sourdough bread.
It's just a sourdough bread.
Imagine walking into the like meeting room and you're trying to come up with a logo, and this guy's just sitting there like, what about sourdough bread?
Hey guys, he walks into the fucking Microsoft the boardroom, and he's like, hey guys, I made the bread out of 4,500-year-old ancient Egyptian yeast. And they're like, no, but we're looking for a logo. And he just puts the fucking bread down on the table. He says, this is the logo.
Man, that is, yeah, it's absolutely bonkers to think about. He's one of the bozos. He's been stricken with bozonitis.
Okay, so I've actually listen. We are going to do a list, you and me. So in the religion of Dudism, they've got a list of people known and respected for being the great dudes of history, right? Where it's people who exhibit certain Dudist traits that should be respected and followed. Now, you and me are gonna create a list called the Great Bozos of History.
Alright, that sounds amazing.
We'll start with Seamus Blackley. Hereby, by my authority as a bozo, I hereby induct Sir Seamus Blackley into the Great Bozos of History.
Oh, that is amazing. But I created a little topic channel where you can just put the name in, and then we can remember it. Should I also get one, or
Seamus Blackley? I think it would be more natural to just have them come as they come. Like, we talk about someone, we can induct them as a great dude not a great dude, that's not our religion. A great bozo of history. Who else have we actually talked about that gets to be there? I don't think anyone. Most of them have been like fucking
have you watched the Boogie 2988 documentary?
No, I've been fucking running around this week trying to get my things ready.
That makes sense.
To our astute viewers, as of right now, as we are recording this, in 4.5 hours I'm going to be driving to a different city.
Yeah, and it's also, what, like 1 a.m. by you? 2 a.m.?
Yes, it's 1:30 a.m.
Yeah.
And I am leaving at 6.
This man is going through great lengths just to get the next episode on schedule for you guys. Be thankful. Leave a like.
Leave a like, you fucking ungrateful swines. But yeah, Seamus Blackley is officially the first person on the Great Bozos of History list. Congratulations to him, and thank you for the Xbox and the bread.
Well, now that we're done with that, let's go on to the Sky King.
What is the Sky King?
So, it's a pretty interesting tale, but it's also a pretty sad ending that you can really learn a lot from. And yeah, that's about it. So, Sky King.
Epic story, thank you.
This is a bit of a more sadder topic. The Sky King, also known as, I just need to get his full name again, Richard Russell, which also known as Bebo, was a guy that was working as a luggage, like, the airlines, like, luggage, what are they called? The people that put the luggage into the airplanes. He was working as that.
Yeah, the baggage people.
Yeah, the baggage people. So he was just one of those people that drove around in his little cars and brought the like baggage to the airplanes. And one day he just decided he's gonna get into a plane and take off. He got into this big ass plane. It was a, let me see if I can, it was a Q400.
That's an airliner.
Yes, he got
That
into
is
an
a big ass plane.
Yes, so he got into that and he just took off. Next, he calls in on the radio to speak to the air traffic control. Ooh. And he's just like, hey, I messed up. I did a bad thing. I stole this plane. And at first they're a bit like surprised, and then they just talk to him and he's like, well, they're like, well, do you know how to fly it? He's like, not really, but I've played enough games to be able to figure it out. And he just flew that plane without autopilot. He never switched on the autopilot. And eventually, like, military, like, jets are following him and he's speaking to all of them, but he's very calm, casual, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna go check out this place and I'm gonna go check out that place. I have enough fuel for all of this, so why not? And he's just going, and he starts getting, like, sad because his plan with the airplane is to kill himself with it, but he doesn't want to hurt other people, so he's looking for an island where he can just like go and end it. But before he did that, he did barrel rolls with that plane. He also did a I think it was just barrel rolls, and I don't know what you call it, you know, like flipping around. Not like a barrel roll, but I forgot what it's called. It's fine. But he impressed everyone by doing like a barrel roll, and then they said, well, seeing as you can do that, because they were like, if he pulls that off, he can probably become a pilot. And he's like, well, I'm gonna try it, and then afterwards I'm gonna shut it, just go down, like dive nose down into like uninhabited area, which he ended up doing. They tried to convince him to go land the plane, but he didn't. But it's kind of funny because the message at the end was he always lived his life without living until his final moments where he truly lived. And there is a whole video, you can go watch it. You can just type in Sky King Bebo and you'll find the whole video of it. And it's very sad, but it's also such a, I got goosebumps while watching it.
As you said that, as you told that story, I got a chill down my spine.
Yeah, it's a crazy story.
He wanted to do a barrel roll.
Man, he went and like checked out mountains, and he just went on a scenic little cruise. But there's like the whole time, no one was really mad at him. They all spoke very calmly. But at one point he started like freaking out, but not because of what he did, just like saying stuff like he is disappointing his family now and everything, and he's just a regular guy. Like, he never had any problems. He just decided that, yeah. I think a big part of his message as well was he was working for like a minimum wage and he couldn't really do anything except work. Which was, yeah, I don't know, it was just such a nice, it's a feel-good video up until the end. And then it's not so feel good.
Honestly,
Just sad.
I respect this, man. It's a horrible thing to feel like wanting to do that. If you are depressed, get help. But if you're gonna do it, do a barrel roll.
Yeah, enjoy it. I mean,
Yeah.
Please, I'll send you the link to the video, and then you can maybe put it in the description. Like the
Yeah, I'll
link,
put it in the description.
and then everyone can go watch
definitely.
it. But it was such a, I don't know, great video to watch.
A moment of silence for the Sky King.
AKA Bebo. But yeah, what's
Was a
next
nice
on our
moment.
what's next on our docket?
Well, how about we go a little bit further up into the sky and we talk about Project Horizon.
What's that? Like a new Samsung phone?
No. Close.
Oh.
Close though, it's close. Project Horizon was a study during the not really a study, more like a plan, a very pushed forward plan, which wasn't feasible at all, during the 1960s to determine if the US military could create a proper military base on the moon.
Alright, go on.
Yeah, it was. This was during when the Army, Navy, and Air Force had complete control of the US space program. And at this point, they wanted to create a lunar outpost. And one of the ideas for this was weapons. Now, due to how weapons work on Earth, we can't just take those weapons to a rock with a sixth of our gravity and barely an atmosphere. So, what did they decide was the form of weapon that they were going to use? Well, the most probable form of weapon that they were going to use. A directional fragmentation grenade strapped to a stick. Also known as Claymore on a stick.
That is amazing. Oh.
I cannot tell you how cool Claymore on a stick sounds to me.
But wouldn't you just blow yourself up with that?
No, a Claymore is directional. And it's a long stick.
Yeah. Man, okay, but wait. Let me... First, I'm gonna propose the question of, wouldn't guns just be more effective in space?
No, the gas wouldn't really be able to expand, so the recoil is going to break your hand. Hell, there's no even real guarantee that the firing pin would work properly.
Yeah.
Even if the bullet had oxygen inside to burn.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, there's no friction, but yeah, I didn't think of not even being able to fire. I was just thinking if it were to fire, the bullet would just speed up and go.
No.
Oh, that would have been amazing, though.
Mortars and artillery wouldn't work, at least not the ones we got on Earth, because it'll just fucking fly away. It'll just leave.
Imagine shooting a mortar from the moon and it just slowly drifts to Earth and just bombs
Lands
around
on a school or something.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine that if we can...
US school shootings, now get ready for US fucking orbital bombardments.
Man, imagine if... So, I have an idea. The base,
Yeah.
we can call it the Space Force, even though there's already a Space Force, but this is a different one, Space Force V2. We just send a bunch of like scientists or like mathematicians to the moon. The people that project like the trajectory of like meteors and all of those stuff, and see if they're gonna hit Earth, and they also have to project the trajectory of rockets to see if they'll even end up landing on the moon or wherever they're trying to fly. So we send those people to the moon with a bunch of mortars, and they can just predict where the shell will land in like however long it takes, and they just have like an artillery team on the moon that can shoot stuff, and it might not land within the next few weeks, but hey, it's a pre-planned attack.
I think that violates the Outer Space Treaty.
Who would know? There's no one on the moon. No one will know.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't even.
So why did they give up on the Project Horizon?
Money. They had. If they wanted to actually do this, they would need to send like a Saturn rocket a week. A week. That would be like $58 billion by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's fun. You said it's the US that wanted to do it, and they can just print more money.
Back in the 60s, bro. Yeah, print more money.
It's still the US. They could just still print more money.
Fair enough, but it was also rejected by President Dwight Eisenhower when they gave responsibility for the American space program to NASA. So, you know.
Yeah.
That sort of played a part.
They should have invested in Bitcoin back then. They would have been able to do it now.
They would. Hell, for all we know, they would still do it.
Quick space question, because I know you're into this stuff. I remember probably back in 2016 or 2018, something like that, SpaceX had this mission to go to Mars and start colonizing Mars. And I think back then the projection was they'll start doing it in 2024. We're getting close to 2024, and I haven't seen or heard anything about what's going on there.
Because the rockets exploded.
But didn't they manually explode the rocket?
Not the last time. But it's not gonna happen now. It's almost 2024. I am willing to bet my left testicle on it that SpaceX is not getting to Mars by 2024. Not landing a human on Mars by 2024. And
yeah.
I want, even with the Starship spacecraft, the Super Heavy rocket, I don't think that'll work soon. However, I think I read somewhere on SpaceX's website that they can get to Mars in 6 months, which that ain't bad.
Yeah, that really isn't bad, but it's still 6 months. 6 months is a long travel time.
Yeah. The problem isn't the long travel time, the problem is getting there first at all and getting back.
Yeah.
Because they are going to orbit in low Earth to refuel. They're essentially gonna refuel in orbit.
Yeah.
So that's cool, but Will you have enough fuel to come back? I mean, these are...
Yeah, it's...
Going to Mars is an extremely dangerous mission on its own. We don't even need to think about going there now. We're still busy going to the moon for the second time.
Yeah, it's so strange. Why did we stop going to the moon?
Oh, why would we? What was the point? We only went to the moon because there was a space race between the Soviets and the Americans.
Well, the moon isn't doing anything. We can start setting up business there, setting up shop, so...
Fair enough. I'd like to be on the moon. However, it's funny you should say that because the Artemis mission is going on schedule.
When is that scheduled for?
I believe it's 2024. Let me just check. We are going to the moon. Can you tell me when? When is the Artemis mission? Yeah, the Artemis 3 mission. The scheduled launch is November 2024. And this will be the first woman on the moon. And the first person of color on the moon.
Well, it's good that there's going to be a woman on the moon. I wanted to say it needs some cleaning. I'm joking.
But yeah, and
I just got a very awful look from my girlfriend. I'm scared.
You got this stare, bro.
The death stare.
You got this stare, bro. I'm sorry. You're in the dog box now. Good luck.
Yeah.
But while we're on the Artemis mission, the spacesuits for the Artemis mission was, I personally think, if I can say personally correctly, that they look badass.
Do you have a picture of them?
Yes, I'm getting a picture now. If Google
Very nice.
will, load.
Well, while we're waiting for that, with the Mars mission, if you had the opportunity, let's say you were one of the candidates selected to go to Mars and start colonizing it, sorry, not recolonizing, would you go to Mars?
Fuck yeah.
Why?
I wanna go to Mars. I love space. I fucking love space.
Yeah, I don't... Nah.
What
if it was like there's no way back? Like they say you go and then you stay there.
That's fine. If they want... okay, listen. If I got the opportunity... Go look at the spacesuit. Got the opportunity to get launched into deep space with like food but no chance of coming back, and my entire job is just to like tell people what I see, I'd do it without hesitation.
Yeah, no, I have a different
No
view
chance
on
of
that.
coming back, just me and space.
Well, first off, there's nothing there, nothing to do. Yeah.
No, I mean, I can take my my Xbox with me just when I get bored.
But there's no electricity.
Why wouldn't there be electricity? If it's in a space shuttle, there'd be electricity.
Oh, yeah, true. But, I don't know, it feels like it would just be so dull. Have you ever been in an airplane? Yeah, you've flown.
No.
You haven't?
I've never flown. Yes, me, the guy who wants to fly, has never flown before. Which I am actually flying for the first time today.
Hell yeah. So,
Fuck yeah.
Okay, you have a pretty short flight, but if you've ever taken a flight to that takes like, let's say, more than 10 hours, you will appreciate the freedom of being on land. These short flights where you can just take a nap and then you're there, that's perfect. But
Okay, but the key parts you're missing is that there will be no gravity. And I am literally free can be.
I don't know, I wouldn't want to be cooped up in a little box just floating for more than a couple hours. Like, that sounds horrible. Even just that,
well,
I would not
I'd
go
do
to
it.
Mars.
I would like it.
Alright,
But-
well, there's a 50-50 split on this podcast, which is good.
Yeah. Okay, poll will be out after this episode releases if you would go to deep space and die with me. However, that can rest on the back burner for now because it is time for everyone's favorite weekly segment. Video game suggestions.
Is it already time? Jeez.
It's already time.
Goodness.
It's
Damn.
already time.
Well, isn't it first show recommendations?
We forgot about that. Okay, wait, give me a second. Okay, first, show recommendations.
Yes.
How about you start us off?
Alright, yeah. I couldn't remember who did it last time, so I'll go. Quick question, I know it's our own, like, little show thing, but, can it be a movie?
Yeah. Okay, so show suggestions now include movies.
Yeah. Because I haven't watched any shows, no shows come to mind, but I watched a movie, recently that was absolutely amazing, and I would love everyone to go see it. It is called Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and I've watched it probably like 10 times at this point. It's just a cinematic masterpiece. I don't know what more to say about it. Have you ever seen it?
No, but I've seen clips of it before.
It is honestly the greatest movie ever. Yeah. So I would recommend going to watch Kung Pao Enter the Fist. It's a comedy, like a spoof
If I remember,
movie.
it's like a parody of like the martial arts films, like
Yes,
from Hong
yes,
Kong
and-
cinemas and stuff.
Yeah, it is, and it's very funny. I love it. It's, if you're in the mood for a good laugh, go watch Kung Pao Enter the Fist. That's about all
Very
I can say
nice.
for it.
I am going to suggest Loki, which to many of you, yes, I am suggesting a very mainstream MCU thing, but also Loki has been amazing.
Loki is Loki fire.
Loki is fucking... I love Loki. It's such a fun show. And I love the premise of it, and I love getting to see more of Tom Hiddleston. Who doesn't like seeing more of Tom Hiddleston?
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, but wait, isn't there like a new season coming? Because I've seen
It's
season
already
1.
started.
Yeah, so I've seen
season 2's already started.
Season 1 was amazing. I loved it. It's a very interesting concept, and yeah, it has Tom Hiddleston and female Tom Hiddleston, so yeah, it's pretty baller.
I love Loki though. Like, I've always loved the character Loki, and the way Tom Hiddleston plays Loki. And did you know that, I'm not sure if this was like a joke or something, but apparently Tom Hiddleston auditioned to play Thor.
Really?
Yeah, he auditioned to play Thor and they gave him Loki.
I mean, he's better for it. I can't see him playing Thor.
No.
He just wouldn't have fit. He looks like a devious guy. A little trickster.
Oh yeah, and he pulls off that little trickster low-key vibe tremendously well. Even in the character shift during the Loki series, he did that character shift really well. That personality shift for the Loki character and gave it life.
Yeah,
but yes,
it's a really good show. I didn't know the second season is out already, but yeah, I'll give that a look. Thank you for letting me know. Is it done or is it just busy airing still?
It's currently airing.
All right. Well, I'll wait for it to finish because I like to binge it all at once. So yeah, how many episodes does it have?
Probably like 10 again.
And like at what episode is it now? Do you know?
3.
It's still at the start. All right.
Yeah.
A couple more months and it should be out. So let's get into
Oh no, we're on episode 6 now. My bad. I'm way behind.
Ooh. Okay, so like 1 more month of waiting for me.
No, I think it's done now. I think I'm way behind.
I don't know about you, but I've been not into any MCU stuff ever since Endgame. I think I watched Loki and what's the one with the like immortal people on Earth?
Eternals.
Yeah, Eternals. There we go. I think those are the only things I've watched ever since Endgame. But Loki was so good.
Oh, they released Werewolf by Night in color. That's nice. I already watched it in black and white though. No, I actually really enjoyed. Sorry, that's a bit of a random thing. I actually really enjoyed Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't care what anyone says.
I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to give it a look-see-poo.
And Shang-Chi.
Wait, what did you say?
Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. But before we continue, what was that thing about the Werewolf by Day? What?
Werewolf by Night. It's like a short film about the Marvel character Werewolf by Night. It was originally just like black and white, but now it's in color.
Alright, interesting. I've not seen it. Is it any good?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool.
Is it like the new stuff or is it an older movie?
No, it's new.
Man, I don't know. I don't enjoy Marvel's new style of just always quips. It's never like the stakes don't feel like there's any stakes, and yeah, it's just...
No, but Werewolf by Night is pretty cool. I'd just give it a watch for the sake of it.
Alright. Well then, let's get on to game suggestions.
That brings us, again, to everyone's favorite weekly segment, video game suggestions.
Man, we're gonna run out of these really quickly.
No, I won't. I refuse. But this week, I am suggesting Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
That is a baller game suggestion. I love it.
It is one of the most fun games I've ever played in my entire life. I've got literally nothing bad to say about it, except that I didn't really know what I was doing for 90% of the game.
Hey, but you can chop people up in slow motion and they explode. That sells the game.
Oh yeah, not to mention the boss fights are so much fun. So much fun. I My favorite part of that game are the boss fights. Fucking love the boss fights all the time, constantly. I have mastered the boss fights. I'm the best. No, I'm not.
Uh,
But it's
um,
really fun. I've got nothing bad to say about it. Excellent. No,
well,
yeah, excellent story, excellent characters, excellent villain, excellent twist, excellent gameplay. Just excellent.
so I just want to confirm, right? I have played it, but I haven't played any of the other Metal Gears, so um, it's not the same as the regular Metal Gear
No,
Solids, where
no,
you're
not
like a
at all.
spy guy that just sneaks around. You in that game, you literally just you are guns blazing, well, sword blazing. I don't know if you
You
have a
are
gun in
a
there.
ninja full of cybernetics and steroids.
Yeah, and you just chop things up, and so that's the only thing I remember of it is chopping things up in slow motion and then they explode. Which, honestly, that is such a fun feeling.
Yeah, I played it fairly recently because when the resurgence came and all the memes started coming, and then I thought, like, I've never played this game. What is it? Well, I found out what it is. I decided to cop it, and then I made a fucking great choice because that turned out to be one of my favorite games I've ever played.
Yeah, I need to get to playing it again, and now that I have a controller, I will.
But yeah, on to you.
Man, I haven't played anything new recently, so I'm just quickly looking through all of my older stuff. And I'm gonna recommend Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord.
Oh.
It's you aren't a fan of Mountain Blade,
No,
right?
I'm not. I couldn't get into it. It's just not for me.
Well, if you are a fan of any like strategy games and or what's a game like Civ or no, Total War, more like Total War, but you can go in first person and you are the commander of the army, and it has like the same mechanics as where there's like cities that you can conquer and make your own, and you can build up your army, you can recruit people. In Mountain Blade 2, the army sizes are massive, the sieges are crazy, the story in there is, well, you create your own story, but there is an objective. It's it's just so great, and the feeling you get of commanding like a army of like 2,000 against like an army of 4,000 and somehow coming out on top, that is always so great, especially like if you are, let's say you have a shield wall and you have all of your horses flanking from the sides and archers at the back. It's, I don't know, it's such a great feeling. It's a rocky start, I would say. Like you start out very slowly and you just have your few little uh, swords for hire, but it's like two of the farmers' sons with their pitchforks, and you go up against like a group of bandits. It's really difficult at the start, but as soon as you get used to the combat and used to how running around on a horse while slashing people, you don't have to be on the horse, but if you're not, you're as good as dead. Um, and just commanding an army, it's it it gets very intense and very fun. The only problem with the bigger battles is it requires a lot of like good specs on your PC. I don't know if it's available on other consoles, but I know it's available on PC, and it requires decent specs if you want the larger battles. You can scale down the battles, and then like only a couple hundreds of characters come at a time, but they're gonna keep on spawning in, which that's also fine, but having that feeling of a giant battle is just so much more satisfying. But yeah, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. You're a commander, and you make an army, siege towers, and cities. Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird because I do like Dawn of War.
What's Dawn of War?
It's Total War, but in Warhammer 40k.
Total Wars. Okay. Yeah, well, you see, this is a bit different because in Total War, you look from the top and you command the armies as like this floating commander. You can't go in first person and play with one of the characters, right?
Yeah.
So in this, you are like literally on the battlefield, hacking and slashing away, and also boosting the morale and controlling your army. So it's just basically first person Total War.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Maybe I'll give it another shot. Don't know when, but maybe.
Yeah, it's a huge time investment though. But it's so fun. My way of normally gathering money to raise an army is just going into the like Colosseums and fighting pits and just betting so like all of my money on myself and trying to survive that. If you don't have a good equipment, that is really difficult. But they give you like certain weapons or no weapons, but you keep your armor. So if you don't have good armor, it's really difficult, but it gets easier the more money you have and the better armor. But yeah, that's a little tip for whoever gets into it and doesn't know how to build up their funds. That's the easiest way I've found to build up funds, is just by competing in tournaments.
Well, would you like to wrap it up, sir?
Yes, I would. Who did the outro the last time, me or you?
I did.
Alright, so thank you everybody for watching. This has been a great time. The time flew by. I can't believe we've been going for an hour and 11 minutes, 12 minutes at this point. It might be less because we are gonna cut out some stuff, but it's really flown by, and I'm sad we don't get to spend a little bit more time. But
just like the Sky King.
But we have to go because I have stuff to do. You have to get ready to fly in a couple hours. So
yeah.
Thank you everybody for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe and all of that good stuff. Leave us a comment as well. It can be a good comment, it can be a bad comment. If there's anything you don't like, let us know. We'll try and fix that. And yeah, on Spotify, leave us a rating. And yeah, I think that's about it. You want to plug the email where they can email us?
Email us at legitbozone@gmail.com.
Alright. Love you guys and thank you for listening.
I need
Bye
to
now.
go wash myself at Mr. Beast's well he built for us.
Alright, bye.